pets or little characters, and that's how they sort of monetize the game. So yeah, I've got a little bear that cost me like $5 or something. Okay, so I'm just waiting for. Well, do you want to go into Aurora's game, or do you want to go into Audra Noel's? Because Audra
I say
Noel's is up and running.
let's go into Aurora's because that is
Yeah.
it's the best you can get as far as a spectator sport is concerned at this point.
Yeah, that's the one I'm waiting for, but they haven't started yet, so I'm just going to check Discord, see if they've got an issue.
Looks like Aurora's taking just a moment to check.
Okay.
Yeah, if we've seen the other top tables, I'd love to see Aurora just
oh, there we go. Started now.
see what she does here against Hagen Del Muerte. So
yeah, and to be fair, we've got to get in quick because it might be over quite soon.
yes, yes, it could be over quite soon. So there's Aqua Oxel, the monk hacker. What I love is Aurora, and I think on a design level, dislikes Saurians in this set. She's been tactfully vocal about that, which is great. Love having a strong player, really smart Keyforge mind, just give that public feedback. And so what I love is that she's now putting her money where her mouth is, and she's playing a non-Saurian deck and has 4-0'd.
Yep.
Has 4-0'd this thing so far against all of the best combinations of Tribute, Exile, Tribute, Six Semper, what have you. The exception of Dave Cordero is not playing Sultana, which he played in the Sanctimonious Invitational, which is just butter of a deck. Anyways, I love what she's doing here. I love what she's doing.
Absolutely. Sometimes that's kind of the way it works out, is that you go with something that is unexpected in the meta. So, as you say, for a Worlds Collide only tournament, there are certain things that are going to be really strong. And if you know that you're going to get lots of those decks, then you can come up with something like this that is pretty good against it.
I agree, especially the collar is kind of icing on the cake there, the collar of subordination. Great against those, many upgrade Star Alliance Voltrons and Caucuses, that sort of thing. Draw. Pretty strong. All right, let's see. Hagen de Muerte opening with a Lieutenant Kirkakar. Pretty good opening. Not a Aurora's likely to just kill right off the bat, and you're setting yourself up to protect something else. You can drop in.
Aurora starting with Logos.
Goggle. Think Tank, Twin Mission. The Jargoggle to play played the Cloaking Dongle and a Discombobulator onto the group Think Tank.
Nice.
A fun little house cheating move there.
Mm.
Elusive on the group Think Tank. Pretty great because Kirkakar can't take it out, and if Hagen Del Muerte goes Star Alliance again, group Think Tank can wipe that board, so they've got a pretty difficult decision here. Force Field on Kirkakar, warding Kirkakar, and carded Red Alert, so just really cycling a few cards there. Aurora not finished with you, just for the Amber.
Two of them.
Two of them looks like, exhuming the Jargoggle, the card under Jargoggle. So Aurora's got a game plan, because that was speedy. Yeah, two not finished with you, I saw that correctly. Back at 6. Back at 6.
PJ Broughton, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, be sure to give Cryo a follow. I'll give Cryo a follow here. If you haven't already, please do.
Thank you.
Hagen de Muerte's deck has some fun stuff we can look forward to. There's a Cincinnatus Rex, Golden Spile, Grimlocus Ducks. So should have some fun tricks up the sleeve here. Contributing, they got rid of the Jargoggle. Contributing onto the Kirkakar. So up to 6 Amber, so also at check. Currently keeping pace with Aurora. A little bit ahead now, just barely, with being on check. Aurora with the Star Alliance turn.
Here comes the Star Alliance.
the owner of my friendly local game store says, Star Roamers.
Star Roamers.
Not sure. Roamers. I'm not sure if he's intentionally getting it wrong, or if he just hasn't taken the time to actually read their name.
or probably by this point that doesn't want to correct it anymore. Probably knows that it's Star Alliance now, but it's like, nope, that's what I call it now.
Yes, indeed.
I've gone this far, so.
Aurora, yeah, just playing out some Star Alliance. Arms Master Melina, Navigator Ali capturing with Xeno training to keep Hagen de Muerte off the key. Hagen de Muerte considering their choice of house. The Reaping with the Kirkakar, playing the Book of Lequeue, Comm Officer Kirby, and Tau Tau Vapors.
Both players.
See, that Book of Lequeue, there are 2 Lay of the Lands in Hagen de Muerte's deck, so that is spicy. Ali, but those Lay of the Lands can set up a big combo turn here.
Yeah, the Saurian in their deck is interesting. Quite a lot of actions.
Yeah. Very few, just those 4 very large creatures. Aurora with the lateral shift. Playing his own Eddie 4x4. Ow, lateral shift is good, especially when you're up against high power Worlds Collide decks. Having a card, playing the Eddie. Even just removing it from Hagen de Muerte, playing it is just so good. A group think tank wipes Hagen de Muerte's board. Ow. Takes out Aurora, Star Alliance critters too, but that's okay because the Eddie is staying there. Forging for Hagen de Muerte. Aurora is on check. 9 amber, 6 key cost.
This is how Aurora gets around to not having Eddie in her deck. Just play everybody else's. I don't need Eddie. I'll take yours.
Yeah. You don't need Eddies or Captain Val's. Just pack 1 lateral shift and go to a high-powered Worlds Collide. All of them you need. Hagen de Muerte just playing out some cards onto the board here. Hapsis Wormhole, Tech Anomaly Exploiter. Roar straight into disc, draining touch to destroy Hapsis. Gub to keep Hagen de Muerte off of that key. Blood Shard Imp to destroy any creatures that reap. Exhume, what are we going to exhume here? Jargoggle. Wow, so much
nice.
Jargoggling.
Indeed.
So much Jargoggling.
Look at that card, nearly empty.
If that Jargoggle dies on Hagen de Muerte's turn, it's just going to increase the key cost as long as that Eddie's alive.
Yes.
It's that catch-22 because you assume Aurora might have some sort of huge plan if she gets to play that Jargoggle card off house, but
yeah, absolutely. It's has Aurora baited that, or is there something genuinely useful under there?
Call Officer Moon to rearrange the creatures on a battle line. I would assume she'll put everything, or Hagen de Muerte will put all the houses next to it themselves, but leaving Jargoggle, so it looks like actually that's a good idea to leave Jargoggle off on the left there because Aurora could go into into Logos and reap Jargoggle, reap Eddie. It would kill the Eddie to use Group Think Tank, but then Group Think Tank the Jargoggle card. Let's see.
PJ Burton saying
Think Tank is a lot of fun with that free.
Sorry. Remember me asking about mass mutation decks when they opened them on a stream to try and help with the TCO implementation. Yes, there was a little period for a while where we thought we might be able to game the API to figure out enhancements. So if FFG had done it in a particular way with these unique identifiers, we could have identified it in a sort of brute force fashion, but it turns out that the unique identifiers are not at all unique and completely random, so that didn't work out. unfortunately, which is why I stopped asking people for mass mutation decks.
Hagen Marte with a Star Alliance turn, Cloaking Dongle, Lay of the Land, dropping a transporter platform. It looks like they didn't see exactly what they needed to because they did Lay of the Land and then didn't use Book of L'Queues. Wait, no, they did. Forgive me. They went into Logos. They just did it very efficiently. They successfully Book of L'Queues into Logos to play out a few cards. Take out the Eddy.
Just move back 2 seconds.
8 Amber, 6 key cost for Hagen de Morte. There are key behind Aurora. Just looking at her keys here. Aurora is 4 Amber, 6 key cost. Aurora playing Crash Muldoon. All sorts of crazy tricks. All sorts of crazy tricks in Aurora's deck here. Crash Muldoon having deploy, so it can go anywhere in the battle line. Coming in ready action. He's a friendly neighboring non-Star Alliance creature. Playing Zap. Getting an extra damage off of Zap. Oh no, they already had the Star Alliance damage from. Hold Tech, which is a pretty strong card. Don't blame him. Muldoon is going to use Group Think Tank to make that fight. Tactical Officer Moon. Sensor Chief Garcia.
Increase the key cost. Not quite enough though, but makes it expensive.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, Archon's All, that is the second key forged against Aurora this game. Aurora saying, oopsie. Wondering if that was the, you didn't miss the cloaking dongle on. Actually, I think what it was, what Aurora might be saying oopsie about is the stunner was put on Think Tank after fought. So she could have put it on Group Think Tank and stunned. Although if Hagen de Marte goes Star Alliance doesn't matter too much because of the transporter platform. Transporter platform there. I assume I'll need to check discard here. I think, yeah, there's still a Lay of the Land left. So could really have a power turn with that transporter platform with Moon, Book of L'Queues here. Like Ingram. Transporter platform. Get the Tactical Officer Moon back out.
And someone in Discord asking what the likelihood of a 6th round is. Unfortunately, it's a bit too early to say because of the way the stand-ins are. There's quite a lot of people on 3-1 and only 3 on 4-0, and 2 of them are playing. So well, at least one of these people is going to have a 1 loss, but then there's a lot of people on 3-1 that could get into the 4s, so the second person for a potential final might not be that clear, so it's difficult. If Audra Noel wins his game and Aurora wins her game, then it's pretty clear cut they're going to play each other in a final. If either of those two things doesn't happen, then it's a bit more murky. So sorry about that. Sorry it's uncertain and you're having to stick around, but that's just the way it is when there's this many people in a tournament.
So Hagen de Marte with a big turn here. Used Book of L'Queues to get over into Saurian, played Grimlock's Ducks, and has played both Tributes to get a bunch of Amber onto Grimlock's Ducks there. So I'm not seeing a way that Amber is protected, however. So I assume Aurora could just take it back. Doesn't appear to be like a complete combo as far as actually really taking that Amber from Aurora and spending it differently. So
yeah, it's either sort of delaying or just relying on the fact that it's such a high power creature with armor.
Yeah. Aurora certainly, she doesn't have any creatures bigger than 3, so none of them with a particularly destructive ability to take out Grimlocus. So I'm wondering if that perhaps her deck is so fast it usually doesn't need spot removal, creature removal, but double twin bolt emission. Interesting. Aurora plays the Anomaly Exploiter, which was the card under Jargoggle. Jargoggle, after it dies, dies after it reaps due to the Blood Shard Imp. Played the Anomaly Exploiter, which is going to help Aurora take out the Grimlocus Ducks, and so far it seems to be an actual effective delay tactic, at least for a turn or two.
For sure.
Or keeping Blood Shard Imp out.
This game has gone on for longer than 10 minutes. I forgot to start the timer again. So
Aurora. That's Aurora with 6 amber, key cost 6. Kingdom Muerte, amber, key cost 8. See what they've got. Pie Eater. Removes. Okay, Grimlocus Ducks fights Blood Shard Imp. They moved an amber over onto Blood Shard Imp. Axiom of Grisk.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Their own Tactical Officer Moon. Interesting choice. Can't call it wrong, but they did not ward the Grimlocus Ducks. Which, as soon as that thing gets damage on it, Aurora can Anomaly Exploiter it. It might not even matter at this point with Nation onto Tactical Officer Moon.
So she'll just take it instead of destroying it.
Yes, indeed. Little Eye.
Preventing the forge.
Preventing key, yeah. Her out, and Aurora has just flipped her deck, so she can go get whatever she needs on this next turn. Whatever she needs. Hegno Monte considering going to Logos, picking up the archives, stealing 1 with information exchange. They've got a great setup with the Transporter platform and Book of LaQ, but we'll see what they can do. Hide Vellum, Reassembling Automaton, some fun cards there. Blowing up Tactical Officer Moon with their own Anomaly Exploiter.
Yeah.
Right, so Aurora's not, needs some amber to get to that check for that last key. Hagen del Muerte is on check for their second key, so pretty even at the moment. I'll see what Aurora pulls off here.
Indeed. Remembering that she has just cycled the deck, so could be lots of tricks to come again.
Yes, that's true. And it's actually fortunate for Hagen del Muerte that they don't have a 6-Samper Tyrannosaurus in their deck, because Aurora could simply just Orb of Wonder for a lateral shift. Depending on what she thinks Hagen del Muerte has in their hand. Orb of Wonder doesn't let you just look in the other person's deck for a card to play. That would be a wee bit strong.
That'd be nice.
That is a good Logos board, though. So if Hagen del Muerte manages to forge, and Aurora, for some reason, is a bit stalled here and just has to play some cards out, then Hagen del Muerte is in a decent position.
Yeah, the board doesn't look too terrible.
Especially with that Hide and Vellum. If those stay out, those really get to do some work. Card into hand. There's the lateral shift. See what Aurora gets to play from Hagen del Muerte's hand.
I just implemented an interesting mass mutation card last week on stream that I can't remember the name of now, but it's the one where you reveal both players' hands and then put all of the creatures into play on both sides. It's quite interesting.
Oh yes, mass evolution or something like that.
Amberlution, that's it.
Evolution. Thank you. Yes.
So we've gone for Centurion.
Yes, capturing an amber on there. To archive 2 cards. Excuse me.
And the third key forged against Aurora.
Right, Hagen Del Marte going further than anyone else has in this tournament as far as keys forged. And they're just a forged step behind at this point, and Aurora just got 2 amber that last time. So we'll see what they do with their 4-card hand here. I would anticipate a Logos turn just because of Hide and Vellum being out. And if Hagen Del Marte draws into any ping damage or has any Logos ping damage in their hand, they could pretty easily the board out across from them, but we'll see what they do.
We will
also
indeed.
start Star Alliance if they redrew into a Lay of the Land. Although I would anticipate Aurora would have played the Lay of the Land if Book of the Q play. And of course, Grimlock's Ducks just sitting there casually, 11 power, 2 armor, 6 amber, just hanging out.
Indeed.
Just hanging out, chilling. With a key's worth of amber on him.
Just sitting there. Being ignored.
Casual. Yeah, if Aurora needs that amber back, Aurora can easily at this point go Logos next turn to slam into it with either Sanitation Engineer or Code Monkey to damage it and then Anomaly Exploiter it. So, and then Seismo Entangler to stop Logos Reap. But Del Marte certainly considering their next move here. I don't blame them.
Yeah, it's important.
Are in a position where they do need to think through those turns, and often you do most of your thinking. I find before your turn, before you've called your house, because that's really kind of ends up being the biggest tactical decision.
Yeah. Especially with losing a card last turn as well, with Aurora playing one from hand that sort of limits their options.
Yeah, definitely. It is Logos. Sweet, sweet Logos board out there.
Logos.
Assembling Automaton slams into Thero, Anomaly Exploiter. To take out Thero, good move there. Not losing a creature. Hide to draw 2 cards. Only now getting up to a full hand. Vellum to Reap. And then archive 2 cards. There is an Eddy in this deck somewhere. So that Vellum actually going to combo nicely if Hagen Del Marte manages to see that Eddy before it's too late here. Vellum getting 2 cards every Reap. So Keys could easily, next turn, if that Vellum survives and he sees the Eddy, go up to +5. Aurora going to Dis, picking up the archives pretty confidently. Rot Grub. Bring Touch. What Aurora's got from hand and Dis here, because that Logos was just looking so good. Another Rot Gub to hit another Amber. Malison. Edarome. Edarome is great with this Logos presence. Blood Shard Imp. Ooh, yeah.
Nice.
Shard Imp will...
and the double not finished with you again. Finishing on 7.
Yes, 7 Amber. See what Hagen Del Marte can do. Eddy is not purged. There's plenty. There's 16 cards, though. That might be Eddy. Because, yeah, no Amber control in those Logos creatures. Of course, Wormhole Technician would be another way to try to dig for that Eddy, if that is the... what Hagen is looking for. A.G. Jones jumping in as a spectator, the only other one who's forged key against Aurora. In thinking. There's a major Logos board. Major Logos board because there's also the slim chance that they've drawn into one of their two, not totally slim, but that Hagen and Morte has drawn into one of their two Lay of the Lands, so they could go Star Alliance. Although all you would really do with the Star Alliance is get, I think there's really, you get a play effect off of, you could bounce Igor back to hand, transporter platform, play that Lay of the Land to then go into Logos as long as you concede a Logos card, and then you could really dig even further. All right, so here we go into Logos, drawing a card with Hapsis. Tide Reaping for 2 cards. Dig commences. Archaeologist, Hagen Del Muerte, digging for the bones of Eddie 4x4.
Audra Noel joining the game as a spectator. I assume that means that their game is over. Let's go and have a look at what score they reported.
Holtec Reaping to reveal Tactical Officer Moon.
And Audra Noel did take the win, so it looks like if Aurora can win this, it will be them two in the final. It's
going to be an Aurora victory unless Hagen has Amber Control in hand.
Oh, there's one.
More than that. Yeah. Going to have to be more than that, though, with... didn't see their Eddie, I'm assuming. Yep.
No,
oh, and that is it.
No Eddie. That is a game over. What a game.
This game. Wow. That was an awesome game.
Okay, so it does look like we have a final situation.
Aurora saying she was sure that Hagen Del Muerte had it, but yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, if the Eddie was there, it would have been a whole different prospect because there was 4 cards in archive at that point. The Eddie would have been another 1. Yeah, it would have been something that Aurora would have to have dealt with pretty quickly.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Right, so we have yet to have 1, 2, 3, 5 games reported, so we're nearly there. Let's see who else we can have a look at.
Seeing a strange, looks like Mike of UA. Did Philippe drop?
Philippe did drop, yeah.
Did drop. Okay, that's what I'm seeing on the on challenge. Then, what's through his name?
Who else?
Great work by Aurora. But Hagen, yeah. If Hagen had just seen that Eddie, Hagen probably, recounting was concerned there. Looking at our standings, Aurora, of course, up top as 5-1. Oh man, all of the other 4-0s lost.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, Hagen Del Muerte, of course, yeah, because they were 2, and then Roger Noel took a loss. Or other.
So I've just jumped into Flinch Masters game. If you want to join in.
Who's? Which one?
Sorry.
Which match?
I'm in Flinch Masters game. Stormstrong saying it would be nice to pair all the games, even with only 1 game mattering, and let everybody get 6 games. Yeah, I will do that because Challenge will do that automatically, and then it's entirely up to people whether they play that 6th round or not. They will all know that it doesn't really matter. But yeah, we'll have the final on stream and all that good stuff. But if people want to play their last game, they are more than welcome to.
Good. Still got plenty of game here. French V. Key versus their opponent. This is a lot of Vindas on the table for for a yeah, tournament where you can bring any AO day or any Worlds Collide deck you want to. A lot of Vindas on the table. A Wii Sand, nice. Lots of fun stuff here. See, Finch Master and Star Alliance warding their Wii Sand. And Zap. Smashing Commander Chan into Vinda. Surviving by the light of the Archons. Vinda taking out another Vinda. I feel like that's sacrilegious. I feel like you can't destroy a Vinda using another Vinda. That's like, you can't, it's just not cool. It's not cool, Finch Master. Just have to stick together. And finishing off the last one with a...
It's a J Vinda sacrifice. Doing it for the greater good.
Oh, indeed. A transporter platform, which is going to be really sweet with healing that Commander Chan and getting that Amber off of Flight of the Archons, and then the Medic Ingram play. Little Chain to hit Kymor Eclipse. Ronnie to steal 2. Excellent. I know I glanced at Kiro's deck here, and they're a triple Ronnie deck. At least one Ronnie hitting the table to steal 2. Ooh, rigged lottery. Lottery gets Kiro 3 Amber and Finchmaster 0 Amber. Awesome.
Sorry, I've gone quiet because I'm just letting people know what's happening for the next round and then dealing with the drops.
There's A-OK. Finchmaster forging a key. Getting 2 Amber? Yeah. Well, they will forge a key and they're getting a Wii Sand Amber. Is that Wii Sand Amber appearing before the key is forged? No. Because, wait. Interesting. Finchmaster forging at 6. Getting those 2 Amber off of Wii Sand, which is really nice tempo. That is some really nice tempo to get 2 Amber right after a key is forged.
Vandos, there's an optional round 6, but it won't really affect the results. So we're going to have the top 2. We'll stream the final, and the round 6 pairings will be there. You're welcome to play your game if you want, but if not, just let me know and I'll drop you, and then those that aren't dropped will be free to play their last game. Otherwise, do join us for the final.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. Feels like a statement. Aurora will be in the final. See if she wins it, who she goes up against. It really feels like a statement. Aurora doing this with this deck.
Definitely. I love it too.
J Vinda's reaping all over the place, clearing that side of the board. With the steal, a steal off of the J Vinda, some reaps, 8 Amber, key cost 6. It looks like Kiro here will forge at 6 unless there's another surprise to come. Let's see. There are Ronnies left. One Ronnie left. Will be enough to stop. Oh, especially because as Kiro forges, it gives Finchmaster another 2 Amber. That is, oh, Sand is doing work. Goodness, that is awesome. It's awesome to see that card used that way. We have Kiro, yes, with the standard Saurian Drain here with Tribute, Brutodon, Tribute, and okay, it's not enough, even with the capturing 4 Amber via the Tribute.
There it goes.
Not enough. So victory for Finchmaster here.
I came back just in time to see it finish.
Yes.
All right, so let's see what else we've got
so close.
left.
Loving the Wii Sand there.
looks like we've got 1, 2, 3 results to report, one of which we've just seen. So we've got Mitt and Hexlights, and Faker and Hyper 946. I feel like we haven't seen much of Hyper 946. Let's jump into that game.
Oh, we haven't.
Let's have a look.
There,
They're still going. They are still going, just about. Might not be for long. We've got one person on 7 amber and 2 keys.
Right. We got actually this past Monday helped Hyper prepare for this.
Ah, nice.
Just found a couple different kinds of high-powered Worlds Collide decks and played them all against this deck. Hyper took down a Prime, took down a sealed Prime undefeated with this deck. Altis, the rider of something buildings. So it's not quite as strong in Archon because it relies on its specific combination of artifacts that you see here, especially the Pile of Skulls and Fangtooth Cavern, and there's a lot of tricks that Hyper can pull off with that.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as Hyper doesn't see them or they're slowed down, there's some artifact hate or other tricks that just outpace it. The deck can lose a little bit to fun, which is why he's playing it today. Let's see. Hyper, let's see. With Rooted on Auxiliary, some Reaping, dropping in the Calligraphy Ideal. Definitely a linchpin in this deck. And the Scudum on Stenopius. They have 12 spendable Amber on that final key. 12 spendable Amber as it goes over to Faker here, who's not going to forge. Especially as they go 1 Amber down. Another one gets captured onto Stenopius by the Pile of Skulls Fangtooth combo. It looks Faker's going to need a pretty good answer here to be able to... gosh, that's 13 Amber, key cost of 6. So that is a lot of Amber Faker would need to burn through, or would have to somehow destroy that 18 power Stenopius. Faker saying GG. There it is.
There we go. It looks like I've made a bit of an error as well. It looks like Audra Noel didn't win their last game. They actually lost. So I don't know whether the result changed or whether I read the wrong round. But that means there's one person on 5 wins and a whole bunch of people on 4 wins. So it doesn't really give us a final. That just gives us Aurora as the winner. Which is great for Aurora. Not so great for the people that wanted a final, including me.
Well, that game goes to Hyper.
And I think that was the last one we were waiting for. Oh no, there's one more. I've got Mitt and Hexlights, although the time should be running out around about now.
Yeah, it just ran out at the very end there. And it looks like Faker had a key charge somewhere in their deck that Hyper was scared of, but they didn't happen to have it.
Yeah, it looks like this game is just playing out the last round after time.
Yeah, Bearded Archer in the chat saying he has only beat Saltis once. Saltis is pretty nasty. There's certainly slight consistency issues with just having those combos you need to draw, but it is there's a reason Hyper went undefeated at the Prime, the sealed Prime with it.
Oops. Press the wrong button. I went to press that button.
Which is the prime victory that if and when we do have in-person worlds at some point, that is the prime victory that will allow me to attend.
Nice.
To be on his team.
Yeah, so I think that's the last game. Just waiting for it all to be nice and official. Just say a quick hello to Crazy Wacko. Hello, nice of you to join us. Nice to have you here. Yeah, it looks like we don't need a final. We just have Aurora as the winner. Round 6 is not necessary. A final is not necessary. Aurora hasn't lost a game. informing people on Discord. Okay, so that's pretty much things wrapped up there. I'm just waiting for Challenge to confirm things. Just get that last result in. There it is. The result's in, and we now have the final standings. So I don't think it will let me end because it wants to run 6 rounds because of the number of people it had at the start. So I don't think I can't end it right now. Can I change it to 5? No, I can't. It's one thing I don't like about Challenge. Some of the things are quite inflexible, but there you go. We have to deal with it. So I guess what I will say is that people can play the next round if they want to, so I'll just set that up for them. Just go to the tournament, refresh the matches, create the games, and send the attachments.
Fantastic.
And then we'll just catch up with chat. So Esquire says, thank you for an entertaining and fun tournament. And thank you, Zach, for your commentary as well. We were both great, apparently. Thank you. It was much appreciated. It's first time I've done anything on this scale, really, especially having somebody else on board and helping. It's been a bit unfortunate that my internet's not really played ball. There's been issues with the upstream. I hope it's not really detracted from your guys' enjoyment of the stream. I shall be getting onto my internet provider to find out what's going on there, because the downstream works perfectly fine, but the upstream has been like capped to either like I can't get more than about 2 megabits at the moment, which is completely rubbish for streaming. So I'm supposed to be able to get up to 20, but there you go. And just before I stop rambling away, I just want to say thanks very much to Zach for coming along commentating. I think you've made it really. It's been interesting to hear your thoughts, and I think people have enjoyed it.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. It's an honor and a lot of fun to just talk Keyforge for an afternoon, watch a lot of fun, high-level play. It was really great, really great.
Arctic Express, what is the book holes? I'm not understanding how it works. Don't ask me, I haven't got a clue. I know it's similar to Strength of Schedule. It's Challenge's own version of Strength of Schedule. I believe somebody in the UK scene has done something to figure out how to do it in the proper way, in the sort of FFG, the way that they do it. But yeah, this is just what we've got and what it does for us, and nobody really knows what it is. I think it's not Challenge's own thing. I think it's a Swiss type standard thing, so it's not something they've come up with, but yeah, I don't understand. We're at a live. Thanks for running this in the commentary. Oh, you're most welcome. So I plan to do this every month. We did one last month. This one was quite a lot bigger than last month's. So I really enjoyed that. We got 64 people signed up to begin with. A few people dropped before the tournament. But yeah, there was quite a lot of interest, so I like that. I like the format of this one as well. It was suggested by somebody in the community. They suggested to do a Worlds Collide only tournament because of the new expansion coming out. I thought that was a good idea, so I went with it. Not sure what we'll do with the next one. Mass Mutation should be out by then. I don't know if it'll be on the site by then. Fingers crossed it will, but no promises. So yeah, we'll see what next month's tournament brings us. I might consult with Aurora to see if she has any input since she won this one. It would be nice to give her the opportunity to contribute to that. I'll also go ahead and give her gold chat colour now as well.
Excellent. She earned it, that's for sure.
I won't do it in that browser because that would be not a good thing to do. So yeah, just winding things down here now. So if there's anything you want to add in conclusion before we get wrapped up, feel free.
Thank you everyone for joining us. Make sure to follow Cryo if you haven't. Cryo will stream development of TCO. So if you peek behind the curtain, chat with him while that's happening, definitely do that. And just a reminder, he probably didn't ask me to do this, but a reminder that TCO does have a Patreon. So it's a great way to recognize that this is all done on people's free time just because they love the game and gaming in general, and especially enabling us to do it while most of us are in some degree of quarantine for safety. So yeah, thank you all for joining. Oh yeah, I'm Zach from Call of Discovery. I should probably mention the podcast. Check out Call of Discovery. We talk about Keyforge a lot. Ed and I, our enthusiasm outpaces our skill, which I think is evident on the podcast. So yeah, come check us out. We'd be happy to have you.
Cool, and I'm just seeing if there's any of my lovely streamer friends online for us to raid. There isn't. I'm not going to throw this many people who like to watch Keyforge at something random, but I would have thrown them at one of my good friends, but doesn't seem to be anybody online, so I will just wrap up there. Yeah, thanks again, Zach, for that, for joining us. Really appreciate it. Maybe... yeah, we'll see what happens for the next one, whether you want to join again or if you actually want to play in that one. Either way is all good. And yeah, I think that's about it for me. So until next time, take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, more importantly, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.